Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Remember, we talk everything aviation here. So if you're new, please hit the subscribe button and the bell button so that whenever I post more videos, you get the notification and you get to watch the video first, and you support this family as we grow. Today I want to talk about something very crucial. It's regarding flying school fees. So if you're on this channel and you know nothing about flying school fees, and this is the video for you. So if you want to be a pilot, then you probably know that it's a game for the rich. You gotta have a lot of money in order to become a pilot. Now, where I'm staying, we use rands. I'm staying in South Africa, so we probably use rands. You'd probably use rands to fund your flying school, but I'll also do a roundup, of other currencies as well, just to convert, so that you can get an idea of how much it would typically cost you to become a pilot. So let's just get right into it and talk about the step-by-step process of becoming a pilot in South Africa and how you're going to fund your way to your commercial pilot license. So where I'm staying, it's kind of difficult to find aviation schools in rural areas. So if you're staying in rural areas, you're going to have to consider moving to places like Gauteng, Durban, Western Cape, Cape Town, to be specific, where there are various airports with various flying schools. So if you're probably considering moving from villages to the city, the first cost that you're going to have to consider will be rent, and it's kind of expensive because you're gonna have to pay roughly about between 3,000 to 5,000 rands. You're gonna have to pay that amount every month, so you should probably think about that first before considering a move to the city. But if you're staying around those areas, then at least you won't have to worry about rent. Now let's just get right into it and go to the beginner's flight, which they call an introductory flight. So many flying schools do this flight just to give you an overview of what it's like to become a pilot, what it's like to fly for the first time if you've never flown before. So they do that at a cost. Yeah, you're going to pay a lot of bucks during the course of your flying school, but you also have to pay a lot just for one flight, which is going to last for like 10 to 15 minutes, and then you land. So it roughly costs about 5 to 10,000 rands. I did my research on different flying schools, so it's probably around 5 to 10,000 rands, your introductory flight, and then you're going to have to start with your private pilot license, which is very, very important in your journey to become a pilot, because you can either stop at a PPL and then you just consider yourself as a private pilot, or you can continue to your CPL so that you can become a commercial pilot, and you need the PPL in order to have your commercial pilot. So it's very important. And according to my research, a private pilot license in South Africa is going to cost you anything between 180,000 rands to 250,000 rands, depending also on the type of aircraft that you're going to use during the course of your studies and your training. The amount of time that you're going to spend during instructing, because instructors also have different rates, and if you're going to be someone who takes long, to understand the concept, and the training, then you're going to have to pay more. So the more and faster you understand the concept and the training, the less money you're going to pay. Hence, I'm saying anything between 180 to 250,000 rands, you got to be prepared to pay that. So that's the amount that's going to cover roughly the whole cost. The whole private pilot license cost. So yeah, moving right along, we get to the part of the commercial pilot license, the CPL, which is like the cornerstone of the aviation industry. You need this license if you want to fly big, if you want to fly commercial aircraft, if you want to fly international aircraft. You need this license. You need the CPL, and it is the most expensive license, guys. The most expensive license of them all. So roughly right now in 2023, if you want a CPL, can I have to budget anything between 4 to 550,000 rands. 4 to 550,000 rands. That's only for the CPL. Only for the CPL, guys, including everything from instrument rating, night rating, the school. You do have classes. when they teach you theory, yes, including all those things, exams. Sometimes you're going to write exams and fail. I heard from other flying schools that if you fail more than 2 times, the 3rd time you're going to have to pay in order to write again. So that's also something you need to take into factor. Remember, guys, in this 400 to 550,000 rands that I've mentioned, I've also included transport costs, from your home to the flying school, because most airports in South Africa, they are like far away from homesteads, so you're gonna have to travel every day to get to your flying school, and travel every day to get from flying school back to home. You gotta eat, guys, when you're flying school. You spend hours right there, so you gotta eat lunch. That's also another cost. You gotta buy the uniform, the shirt, the trousers, if you don't have. So it's a little bit too much, but where there's a will, there's a way. That's what they say. So if you are passionate and you are willing, to endure and be patient, then you can achieve it. I mean, you can do it. So before I end this video, let me just round up all these amounts that I've mentioned and convert them to dollars and see as to how much you can expect to pay in dollars. But I don't know if it's in reality in dollars is going to be more than what we're going to get here or less. But let me just get a roundabout figure for those of you who are watching from abroad, who are watching from other countries, who are not really familiar with the rand. So let me just convert this thing to dollars and do this thing for you. So all right there, let's get right to it. So the first amount that we mentioned was the introductory flight amount, and I said it is going to cost you anything between roughly about 5 to 10,000 rands. So 5,000 rands in dollars, it's gonna cost you about let's do this, 5,000 rands to USD. It's 265 US dollars. So I'd just say 265 to 300 US dollars for your introductory flight. And I've also seen similar amounts on websites from United States. So I'm roughly confident about this. So moving right along to the PPL, I said it's gonna cost you about anything between 150 to 180 to 250,000 rands. So let's just say 200,000 rands. In dollars, let's see how much this is. 200,000 rands in dollars is 10,609. Now remember, the rates does fluctuate from time to time, but let's just say anything between 10 to 12,000 rands should cover your PPL in South Africa. I'm not sure if that's the amount of money they're actually going to pay in the United States. Now moving right along to the commercial pilot license, which I said you're gonna have to budget anything between 400 to 550,000 rands. So let's just convert 450,000 rands to see how much this thing costs. 450,000 rands in dollars, it's 23,870. Now I'm gonna tell you guys, 23,870 is not gonna cover your commercial pilot license in the United States. It's gotta be more than this. According to my research, it's more than this. So I can roughly say it is much more cheaper to do your pilot license here in South Africa than in the United States, because according to my research, a commercial pilot in the United States can cost roughly 2 times this amount, if not more. So yeah, I'd say it's probably advisable if you are from South Africa. I remember I was talking to this other friend of mine who has went to the United States. I actually advised him, to initially complete the PPL here in South Africa, which is less costly, and then go to the States and do the conversions. They do that with the FAA and everything. So I actually advised him to do that, complete his PPL in South Africa, convert it, go and do all your admin work with the FAA, and then continue with your CPL. That way you can save something, on the cost of the private pilot license, and then you can just have a CPL that was completed or done in the United States, which does play an advantage when it comes to looking for jobs in the United States. So yeah, guys, this is the reality. But with God, nothing shall be impossible. That's the motto. And if you're passionate, you're willing to wait, then nothing can stand in your way. Nothing can stand in your way. You can do this. If you want to be a pilot, just hang in there. Everything will be all right. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning by. Thank you so much for your support. We're growing, and I really appreciate you guys being part of this growth. I really appreciate you guys being part of this family. I really appreciate all the feedback you give on your comment section and the likes and everything. I really appreciate you guys for that. See you in the next video. Hope you enjoyed this one. Remember, if you did enjoy this video, hit the like button. And also give me any comments that you have in the comment section. If you disagree, you're free to give me your input on the comment section, because we're all here to learn, guys. We're all here to learn, and nobody knows everything. So yeah, thank you so much from your boy from South Africa, Rondotani in the Tengwe. I love you all. See you in the next video. Ciao.